He's kind enough to join us once again on the program to talk about it all. Hey, Nico, how are you, my man?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me again. How are you, Ariel?
I'm very excited to have you on. I have a ton of questions because the world of boxing is a fascinating one, and I did not see this particular chapter unfolding the way in which it did. And so, can I ask you, how did this all come about? You told us that you got a call and you were invited by Zuffa, by TKO to attend the event, but then the meeting with your manager and Nick. Tell us everything. How did it all come about?
So first, I was getting a lot of backlash, of course, online. People, you're a sellout, you're this, you're that, as soon as they saw the photo with Nick Khan. But my biggest thing is full transparency. Everyone knows that I'm fighting this fight. Everyone knows that I'm really the only one fighting this fight, aside from, of course, like Oscar De La Hoya. I'm talking about active boxers. I'm the only one. So I just wanted to be fully transparent. Every move that I make, every time TKO reaches out to my manager, Amir Abdallah, everything that happens, I'm fully transparent.
Okay, so what happens? They reach out to you, you reached out to them. How did this all come about this weekend?
TKO reached out to my manager, Amir. And of course, we've been causing a bit of a stir because we have been, since we've spoke and even before then, still talking to senators. I'm still battling between going to the gym 2-3 times a day and then getting on these senator calls. So they wanted to have a meeting and discuss the changes that can be made to this Revival Act.
When they reached out, what did you think initially? Did you think, okay, what's going on here? What's in store for me? What do they have in mind? Is there an ulterior motive? What are you thinking initially?
Well, I may be naive in saying this, but when they first reached out, I thought, you know what, they're trying to come to an agreement. That was my initial thoughts, because the truth is, with these senator calls, we've been winning. My side, the side of sticking up for the current Ali Act, we've been winning. We've been doing great. These senators have been agreeing with us. They know that the Revival Act is not going to pass as it stands. So I feel like because of the impact we've had and the success we've had just in the last couple weeks, I feel like that's why they reached out.
You did tweet something before all of this saying like, oh, there's interesting things happening. We have the tweet here. I just want to get it right. What you said, something that Ali Act update. This is
Yes.
July 20th. So this is 8 days ago. Great call today with the senators. Changes are coming. What were you alluding to when you said changes are coming?
So that call that we had with the senators was amazing. And it was that one that we were informed that it was not passed or it was not going to pass as it is proposed.
Okay.
So, after that call, I said, you know what? This is a huge win for us. The Revival Act is not going to pass as the Revival Act. It's going to pass as something, of course. But that was a huge win for us. So now we were able to implement changes that we felt were necessary to better the sport of boxing and to, of course, protect the fighters.
Do you think that's why TKO reached out, because you put that out there?
I don't know if my tweet did the impact. It could have, but I know they're talking to senators as well, and I'm sure the senators that they're talking to are transparent enough to let them know that, hey, listen, we've been speaking with the other side. We've been speaking with Nico and his team, and the Revival Act is not going to pass as it stands. We're going to have to come to some sort of agreement.
Okay. You posted a picture of a meeting that you had with your manager and with Nick Khan. Was that your first time meeting Nick Khan?
No, so my first time meeting him was when it wasn't really a meeting, but
you were on the set with him, like this shot.
That
right?
was my first time. That was my first time shaking hands with him.
Okay. But in terms of like a private meeting, this was your first time.
Of course, yeah.
What did you think?
It's all business. There's nothing wrong. I have nothing but respect for Nick Khan. He's a massively successful businessman. A family man. So, he's great. We both went to UNLV, so we had that similarity. But I really felt in the meeting that he wanted to make changes. That was the biggest thing. And I was pleasantly surprised. It was a great meeting. And I mean, it was just it's been very successful these last couple days for boxing. The changes that we proposed in the meeting were changes for the sport. It was changes for protecting boxers, and he was very inclined to listen to us.
Can you tell us more about those changes, those details?
Yes, of course. So I mean, so naturally speaking, when in layman's terms, right? Financial transparency is absolutely essential. That's, UBO disclosures, that's fighter pay. You've got to be able to show, what money is being made. So financial transparency, free agency, length of contract, rankings transparency. Those four are really the main ones that we really stuck to in the meeting, because if they listen to those four, we'll be in a way better position, and fighters will be able to keep a lot of the rights that they have under the current Ali Act.
And he was open to all of this.
Of course.
Okay.
And yeah, that's why it was such a great meeting. He was very, very open to it. It was just a successful meeting. I'm thinking about in terms of my rights as an active boxer. I'm thinking about boxing as a whole, just doing the right thing. Overall, it was a great meeting, and he was very attentive to what we had to say.
How long did it last?
An hour or so.
Okay. And in that meeting,
Probably, you know what? The meeting where we discussed professional business, because obviously, of course, when we first sit down, I don't know the guy, he doesn't know me. So we spoke, just speaking, getting
hello, how are you? Yeah.
Right. Yes. Yeah. All that good stuff. How's the weather? All that. So the whole meeting was probably around 2 hours, actually.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. In the meeting, does he say, hey, do you want to be on the broadcast? Or if not, how does that come about?
You know what? At the end of the meeting, he said, would you guys be open to being on the broadcast for the event tonight? I know Edgar Berlanga, so when he mentioned going to the event, of course it was a little weird at first, because Zuffa, I'm the main opposition against Zuffa. So going to a Zuffa event felt a little weird, but I'm a fan of boxing. I'm here to support the fighters. I'm here to support boxing as a whole. So anytime I get to support boxing fighters, absolutely.
Okay, and so you said yes right away.
Yes. I will never shy away from that. And you know what? I gotta give it to TKO. I gotta give it to Nick Khan. I even got to give it to Zuffa. They put me on the broadcast. They didn't tell me no talking points. They didn't hint at, Ariel, I'm going to always be honest with you. I'm going to be honest with everybody. I will always tell you like it is. They didn't tell me no talking points. They didn't hint at, you got to say this. We want you to do this. I respect that. They gave me that platform. And even on that platform, I spoke somewhat against Zuffa. I was just being honest. I said, I don't care about Zuffa. I don't. I'm here for boxing. That's just the truth. I'm sure Nick knew that I was going to speak my mind, and they still gave me the platform to do so. So respect to them.
I thought it was really impressive that they extended that offer. I thought the way you conducted yourself was very impressive. I thought it was impressive to give you a live mic without worrying that you're going to go off. You could have done whatever you wanted. Right, that was live, right? That wasn't a tape segment.
Yes, it was a live mic. They know that I'm the main opposition of Zuffa. They know that I'm outspoken. I will always speak my piece. I will always speak my mind. And they gave me the platform. So respect.
Why do you think they did that? Like, if you were to take a step back, why do you think they would take that chance and give you this opportunity and this platform?
Because what they're doing now is trying to make something work. The meeting with Nick Khan was not, we're trying to push an agenda. Like I'm speaking on Nick's behalf. Nick wasn't saying we're trying to push an agenda. We're trying to get this to happen. We're trying to do this. Nick listened to everything that we had to say. He listened when we were talking about full transparency, something is going to happen where we're going to meet in the middle, and our concerns are going to get passed into law. That's absolutely going to happen because, my team speaks to senators, his team speaks to senators, they speak to each other. The middleman is the senators. We wanted to speak to the man himself. We wanted to get rid of the middleman and just speak directly with who could make that change. And that's what we did.
Okay. And so the segment airs. Sounds like you're happy with the segment, right? You're happy with the way you represented yourself and your thoughts and your comments. You feel like you came across well, right?
I was a bit serious. I wish I was more supportive on the fighters, because I was happy to see the boxers having success and having good fights that night. They had some good fights. So I wish I was more happy in those terms, but that's just a small thing. I was very serious because in my brain,
no, it was big, man. This is a serious thing. This is something you care about and have sacrificed a lot and put a lot of time and effort into. So I don't blame you for feeling that way. I'm just curious because I'll be honest, like my whole algorithm is this topic, right? And in combat sports, I do see some people being like, yo, you sold out. What the hell? They're buying you off. And so when you open your phone, what are you seeing?
Well, I tell this to Amer. I tell this to my dad. I know you hear this all the time. I'm the only person making changes. I don't care what people think. I do not care what people think. I feel, people have called me the people's champ. That kind of started in when I fought in Africa. I know my intentions with boxing, with what I'm trying to do. And when people called me the people's champ, like I like to accept that name now. So I'm always thinking about the people. I'm always thinking about what's best for the sport. And not to sound cliche, but I'm thinking about what my grandfather would have done. So I don't care what people have to say. They love you. They hate you. People are very back and forth. I know exactly that I'm doing the right thing, and I'm very confident in that.
Was that the sentiment that you got, or did you get something else? Did you feel something else from what you saw?
Well, I'll read the comments when I'm told to.
Okay.
I won't. It won't affect me as much unless. Let me change that.
Okay.
Ariel, if you came out and said something like after the meeting, after the picture with Nick Khan came out, if you came out and said Nico's a sellout, that would probably sting a little bit. That would.
I wouldn't say that.
But I know. But when it comes to people that I respect, like yourself, if other people that I know personally came out and said something, that would sting. But when it comes to the public, I don't care what they think, because they don't know how I'm thinking. They don't know that my intentions are absolutely pure. I'm doing what's best for the sport of boxing. I'm doing, honestly, selfishly, I'm doing what I feel will cement my legacy. So I'm just trying to stick and do what is right. And I understand that no one is in the trenches the way that I am. I'm on this hill alone. My career has taken a massive hit because of it, and I'm going to continue to fight just because I feel that that's the right thing to do.
We'll get back to the rest of the show in a moment, but I want to let you know that today's episode is brought to you by our good friends over at Kalshi. We love Kalshi, and we want you to support them because they support us. They are the largest prediction market in the United States of America. Here is what makes Kalshi different. You're not playing against the house. Kalshi is peer-to-peer trading. You buy yes or no contracts on whether something will happen, and you're trading directly against other users. Think of it like buying or selling a stock. The line isn't set by some algorithm working against you. Public opinion sets the price. Kalshi is CFTC approved. That means it's federally regulated, which is why it's available all across the country, including California and Texas. So download the Kalshi app right now. Use code Helwani. That's Helwani, HELWANI, to get $10 when you trade $10. That's Kalshi, KALSHI, Kalshi. Trade. What's next? What is your response to someone who says, man, why'd you do that?
With the meeting with Nick?
Yeah, just the whole thing. The people who are just jumping to the conclusion that you sold out, what is your response to them?
Well, you have to move forward some way.
Yeah.
And how are you going to do it? I read a comment. Someone said, I respect Nico. I respect the hell out of Nico. He, met with you can't be mad at him for meeting with the head of the snake. Now, I wouldn't use those terms, but I get what he's trying to say. I'm tackling this problem head on, and there's no other way to go about making this successful than going to the man himself. Let's cut out the senators. Let's stop going this back and forth, because it's been months. I'm on these calls for months. It's getting annoying. And that one meeting, that 2 hours, that we had with Nick did more than all these months.
Do you think that Zuffa would be interested in signing you? And if they were interested, would you be interested in signing with them?
I definitely think they would. I definitely think they would have interest. I think they know who I am as a person. But I don't know how I would feel signing with them.
Did that come up at all?
No.
Fighting for them, anything like that?
They didn't hint at it. It was straight. It was business. We didn't even eat. It was just water on the table, and we spoke on you got to know each other a little bit, and then we spoke directly into what we felt needed to change.
It's a wild thing, and sort of a bit of an indictment on the social media world that we live in, that in any sort of normal walk of life, if you're on the other side of the spectrum as someone, at odds with someone, you would think, okay, if there's an invitation to sit down and understand each other, that is what like normal, mature, civilized people would do. Yeah. That's great. Right? Yeah. That's pure. That's great. That's what human beings should do. That's how we should all act. Like, let's try to figure each other out and understand where we're coming from. Instead, you get sellout, turncoat, this, that, and the other. And it's like, why does it always have to be negative? That's why I wanted to have you on, because I wanted to know your intentions. I wanted to know what happened. I wanted to know, what you walked away with, and what, I'd love to have Nick on as well. He's a little less accessible when it comes to interviews, but I get that. And it's just,
I love people's passion about the sport. I can't get mad at them for calling me a sellout. If I didn't know what I was doing, if I didn't know my intention, if I didn't know who Nico was as a person, as a man, I would be saying the same thing. So
you would be.
I'm not mad at them.
Why? Yeah. Why would you say that?
Because if I didn't know myself, if I didn't know my intention, I'd be like, oh my God, another fighter just looking to cash in, get the bag. They don't know who I am. They don't know that, my grandfather and I are cut from the same cloth. I have morals. So no one knows the trenches that I've been going through to get where I'm at.
And so what happens now? Do they go back to the drawing board and start like reworking? Do other people, like, where do we go from here after these meetings?
So next, the Senate's going to put together a bill with the comments from both of our sides, and they're going to come out with a revised version.
Okay.
And that's huge. Like, people don't understand.
That is huge.
Mean, for the people who haven't been keeping up with this Ali stuff, and I get it, it's a bit redundant and it can be too much, but that's huge. And you got to think also, in the House, it was a unanimous vote to pass that Revival Act. Then suddenly I came into the picture. My manager came into the picture. We started speaking our mind, and we stalled the bill. The Revival Act would be in place right now. Zuffa boxing would be a league right now if we did not come into the picture and start speaking our mind and saying what we felt was most important for the fighters.
I believe that. And I'm
telling you, I promise you.
You've been told that?
No, speaking to the senators, I know that. Trust me, I can't say with 100% certainty because I can't read the.
I don't know if I was just wondering if someone actually told you this, like you changed it, you changed the course of this.
I was told that we stalled the bill. That is a fact.
My take on this, I was saying this to the guys on the show yesterday. My take on this is you have people in Washington who, as you said, they passed unanimously, all that stuff, but then you with your name and family and grandfather and lineage, they know nothing about boxing, and that's fine, but they're like, wait a second. If this guy has a problem, we need to take a step back and take a look at this. If your name was Joe Smith Boxer, I think this would have been a done deal. And I think that they really respected the fact that you being who you are and being the grandson of who your grandfather was made them stop in their tracks. Agreed?
The senators don't know, and they told us up front that they didn't know the business aspect of boxing. And of course, if my name was Nico Smith, I would not have made a change at all. Okay, it's the reason that I am so passionate about this is, one, because I feel it's the right thing for the sport of boxing that I happen to be in. One. Two, and mainly two, is that it's about the Ali Act, which is something that it's my name. It's something that my grandfather put in place, so it's personal. This is family we're talking about. Not only that, but a huge help to these senator calls and all the success that we've had was my mom has been making these calls. My man, mayor, has been having my mom call these senators, so she's been on these calls too, not with us, but she's been calling separately saying, I'm the daughter of Muhammad Ali, and this is how we feel about the bill. And those make the changes. Educating them on the business side of boxing, coming from the family of the man who passed the act you're trying to change, it's huge.
So what do you think now as far as timeline? When do we get some sort of resolution to where you can kind of move on with your life and not be battling on the front lines about this?
Oh my God. Yeah, get me out of here. I'm looking to fight within the next couple months. I had a couple camps, so I'm training with Bomac in the team now. So I've had a couple I've had a couple full on camps where I thought I was gonna fight, and then the fights fell through. So it's just been like one heartbreak after another when it comes to boxing. That's why I said on the broadcast I was emotional and I was upset that boxing's been giving me a cold shoulder. And I'm just looking to get back out there.
And as far as the resolution to this Revival Act, whatever it now becomes, the revised Revival Act, when do you think we'll get a resolution so that you can stop worrying about this and talking about it as well?
I don't know. I don't know when we'll have the final, the final Revival Act, if you will. I don't know the schedule for the government. But I do know that their revised version should be coming somewhat soon.
And in that case, you get to read it and see if you're okay with it. And perhaps then maybe you'll both come to an agreement and be like, yeah, we both sides here are going to give our stamp of approval.
Oh, yeah. And you know what? That wouldn't have happened if we didn't have this meeting with Nick. So all the people that are sitting, complaining on Twitter, complaining about Zuffa, complaining about Dana, complaining about Nick, they're talking, but they're not doing nothing. Yeah. We're actually doing something. So we're making stuff happen.
Are you disappointed in some of your fellow boxing community members for doing a lot of talking but not much else?
That's tough to say because I can't be upset at other people for not speaking their mind. They know the consequences that are at stake if they go against the grain. I can't be upset at them.
Okay. And that is classy on your part. I'm sure deep down inside there are times where you probably are thinking, hey, it would nice be, to get a little bit of backup here.
I know. It's David versus Goliath.
Yeah, man.
I knew that getting into this. It's, man versus the machine. I was warned by a mayor before I even sent the first tweet about Zuffa sometime last year, because that's what tumbled into what we're doing now. But I was warned about this. I knew what I was getting into, but I would do it again.
If, in fact, this revised Revival Act comes out, you're happy with it, they've listened to your changes, everyone's in a good place, do you then change your stance about fighting for them? If now we're all good, do you then not feel like, hey, it wouldn't be so bad to fight for these guys?
That's in a perfect world, and I cannot see that. I cannot see in the future like that, but That's definitely something I would revisit.
Okay.
Everything happens perfectly. Everything gets passed perfectly how we want to. That's, sunshine and
Yeah.
rainbows.
What did you think of the event being there?
I was there to support boxing. I didn't really, I hate to say, I didn't really get to enjoy myself as much. I was only there for about 30 minutes. As soon as I got there, I was told that we were going to I was told about the being on air at the meeting with Nick. That's why we were there. I said what's up to Berlanga in the locker room, gave him my best. I did the interview, and right after the interview, I left.
Okay. All right. So you didn't get a great feel for like the production, the show, all that stuff.
No, I didn't meet. I didn't meet with Dana. I didn't meet with Turkey. I didn't.
Why not? Why not?
I wasn't there for that. I was there on a.
Damn,
on
you
a
were
business.
really all business, huh?
I mean, I'm trying to tell you something, Ariel. I'm
Did you
telling
not?
you like it is.
Did you?
I was only there for the
spot.
interview.
Wow.
The test tour.
Wow,
Yeah.
wow, wow.
Right afterwards, but no, I had to. Let's be clear. I did give Berlanga my best. I went into the locker room.
Respect.
And I wish him good luck.
Was there any part of you that was like, I don't want to be seen sitting here with these guys thinking that I'm being, influenced or anything like that? Were you trying to be cognizant of that?
That ship was sailed when the picture of Nick came out. So everyone knew that I was in New York. Everyone knew that I was with meeting with Nick Khan. So that ship was out. Everyone at the event, obviously, because boxing's so small, everyone at the event recognized me. I was happy that I was transparent every step of the way. I told everybody I was going to New York. I told everyone TKO invited me. I told everyone that Nick Khan and I were having a meeting. So I was fully transparent. There were no surprises at all.
Okay. And you're 100% right. You did tell us this beforehand. And I think a lot of people were wondering when that initial tweet came out about, okay, where's this all leading to? And then the picture, I have to say, I was like, wow, okay, this was interesting. And then the broadcast, it was like bang, bang, bang. Ultimately, Nico, now that you met with him, now that you sat down for an hour or two, what do you think Nick's intentions were? What is your takeaway?
Changes are going to get made. That is my biggest takeaway. We're sitting at a very good spot. And I think everyone should rest assured that, while the people on Twitter and in the comments of Instagram who are complaining about Zuffa and Dana White and not doing anything about it, rest assured we are doing something and we are going to make changes.
Respect. I can't wait to see how this story plays out. And the David versus Goliath analogy seems very apropos, but it's amazing to see the work that you're doing and the progress that you're making as well. So keep it up, my man. Looking forward to seeing how this all transpires and unfolds. And I wish you a lot of strength and courage throughout this process as it continues.
Thank you very much. And Ariel, again, thank you so much for giving me the platform to be able to do this. Not a lot of people, when I was opposing the machine, not a lot of people would even give me the platform to speak. And still today. So thank you for that.
And you always have a home here. Thank you, Nico. All the best to you.
Thank you.
There he is, Nico Ali Walsh, kind enough to join us to tell us his side of meeting up with the TKO head man and the Zuffa boxing head man, Nick Khan. Very interesting stuff. Thanks for watching this video. Before you go, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button for us. Also, give us a thumbs up, leave a nice comment. These things go a long way. And while you're here, do check out the rest of the channel. We've got live shows and full interviews, clips, and a whole lot more. We're doing big things here, and we appreciate your support very much.